like games. You know, I'm not alone. There are 145 million Americans who like games. They spent $8 billion on games last year, which is more than the whole movie business.
G4's launch this spring was just the latest acknowledgement that the video game industry is the future of entertainment.
If you look at what's happening, if you look at the websites, you look at the demand for games, and even if you look at, you know, the money section of the newspaper, you'll see people are starting to invest in games, right? Because it's an expanding market. It's a rapidly growing market in an otherwise kind of sour economy.
Amazing new games, 3 discounted consoles, and the continued strength of the PC market helped push the industry to dizzying new heights, both financially and creatively, in 2002.
The technology of games is has matured tremendously. The graphic quality, the intensity of the games, the immersive nature of the games, the variety of the titles out there. So that people who might have normally kind of left the games as a toy when they moved into adulthood have stuck with it.
Sony's PlayStation 2 continued to dominate the next-gen market thanks to games like Kingdom Hearts and Contra: Shattered Soldier, and through shrewd marketing moves like signing an exclusive deal for the Grand Theft Auto series with publisher Take-Two Interactive.
And the important thing that we have to remember in this industry is that once leadership is obtained, there is no next-year opportunity.
Even on the single console, Take-Two's Grand Theft Auto Vice City looks primed to become one of the highest-grossing video games of all time, selling nearly 1 million copies on its October 29th launch date alone.
It's out of control.
Not to be outdone, Microsoft's Xbox also made some major moves this year, such as the purchase of UK game developer Rare, getting an exclusive sales window to Game of the Year candidate Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell, and unleashing Xbox Live upon the world. Nintendo's GameCube may have gotten off to a slow start, but with best-selling titles like Mario Sunshine, Animal Crossing, and the astonishing Metroid Prime, the house that Miyamoto built has come roaring back to life in 2002.
We're always thinking about new ways and new frameworks for entertainment that we can create. We're trying to create the things that people never expect.
The PC market also surged, thanks to some long-anticipated new releases like Blizzard's Warcraft 3, Ensemble's Age of Mythology, and the feverish anticipation for Will Wright's new sandbox, The Sims Online.
You know, the sim has no autonomy. Instead, what we're trying to do is make that sim be a very direct representation of how you're feeling. So it's real people interacting in this environment, but, you know, a high bandwidth of interaction.
And as we look to 2003, games like the new Zelda chapter, Halo 2, and John Carmack's latest opus, Doom 3, will push interactive entertainment to levels previously unheard of. So stick around, it only gets better from here.
E3 is always the biggest industry event of the year, and this year was no different. Whether it was catching a glimpse of the Doom 3 trailer, sampling Madden 2003 through the PlayStation 2's broadband adapter, or checking out all the Grand Theft Auto 3 clones, everyone found something to get excited about. Let's look back on what we saw at E3 2002.
E3 is all about what's going on in this industry for the future. Everyone's still in yesterday. This is tomorrow.
Basically the largest video game convention of the year.
Very exciting. It's all about drama. It's all about entertainment.
Sensory overload.
E3, I think, is clearly the Super Bowl, the Olympics, the World Cup, all rolled into one for the video game industry.
It's a great place for people to see all the new things coming up for every system. No matter what you like, it's all here.
All of the main video game systems coming out, or that are out currently, the games coming out, new software, technology, platform.
For gamers who are always looking for the next best thing, this is where they get their first inkling of what's coming out and what's ahead and what to get psyched and excited about as they look forward to the holidays in the coming year. This isn't about selling lawnmowers, and it's not about selling sewing machines, and it's not about selling food. It's about fun.
Look around, it's amazing.
Once again, a rather powerful validation that video games are the entertainment art form of the 21st century.
While E3 is all about seeing what's coming in the future, this week's EB Games Top 10 is all about seeing what's already come and gone and gone and gone, at least from store shelves. It's the EB Games Top 10 of 2002. The resource-collecting, enemy-annihilating action of Warcraft 3 for the PC claims the number 10 spot. The number 9 slot shines down on Neverwinter Nights for the PC. The web-slinging action of Spider-Man for the PS2 clings to number 8. It's been a big year for everyone's favorite Italian plumber, as Super Mario Sunshine for the GameCube comes in at 7. At number 6, it's all the gridiron glory with none of the scandals in NCAA Football 2003 for the PS2. The unlikely pairing of Donald Duck and a Final Fantasy setting puts Kingdom Hearts for the PS2 at number 5. The larcenous action of Grand Theft Auto 3 on the PS2 steals the number 4 slot. Fire in the Hole! It's World War II all over again at number 3 with Medal of Honor Frontline for the PS2. Madden NFL 2003 for the PS2 flings a Hail Mary, but comes up a yard short at number 2. And at number 1, you won't find Crockett or Tubbs, but you will find plenty of 80s action with Grand Theft Auto Vice City for the PS2.
There's much more to come in this year-end edition of Pulse. After the break, we've got the story of Games Gone Hollywood, and we'll get the scoop on how two industries have come together.
Plus, we went on a quest to explore the amazing gaming culture of Japan at the Tokyo Game Show. We'll flash back for a look. All that and more, only on Pulse.
I hope you slept well, because now you die. Prepare to meet Iron Skillet.
Oh yeah, Tekken 4's here. Punish your enemies with new moves, interactive environments, and new fighters. It's a legend so deep, no one just plays it. They live it. Tekken 4, rated T for teen.
Trapped, their self-titled album. Trapped, album in stores now.
Sophisticated lady, give me some of that game grub tonight.
Yo, they call me Dry Dog. This, my bro P-Dog. This is Game Grub, right here, coming live. Making snacks without even cutting into your gaming time, folks.
Today, what we're gonna do, my fellow friends and gamers, is we're gonna hook up something called bomber balls. You ready for that, my friend?
Ready, dog.
Here we go. What we need is a quarter pound of cheddar.
The cheddar! See that nice little cheddar there, cheddar.
What we need here is a quarter pound margarine. 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour. Half teaspoon of this nice spicy little stuff we got here.
Paprika. Sonny boy, half teaspoon.
Okay. A whole gang of, better yet known as 24 pimento olives. If you can hook that up, ladies and gentlemen, lovely. Right on, why don't you hook me up with a little bit of cheddar. There you go, you can do it at the same time, whatever you want to do.
Everything.
Hook me with the butter there, my friend.
Booyah!
Now, what I've done here is I've made a nice ball to form our bomber balls.
Word.
So basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a little pinch off of that, get a nice olive, pass me an olive, sir. Like it? Love it. You keep on balling until you balled up all your olives. When you're done balling, you're gonna slap it in your nice oven, 400 degrees, 12 minutes. After which time you'll have some lovely bomber balls for you and for me, for everybody.
Bomber! Bomber! Bomber!
Ah, this is hot.
Hot?
Hot.
Try one of these bad boys, huh?
Wait a second. Oh, okay. You got it?
The bomb.
Game grub.
While there have been plenty of video games based on movies, the recent trend has been movies based on games. In June, we went to Universal Studios in Los Angeles to get the scoop on a host of movies in the works and uncovered exactly how top Hollywood producers feel about the recent game-based films.
The way games have been developed and the fact that there are scripts now for games just became a very parallel medium to the filmmaking process.
Every single aspect of filmmaking has some application in the game world, and there are lots and lots of lessons to be taught there.
The stories have become so sophisticated in terms of the renderings, the graphics, in terms of the puzzle solving, in terms of the complexity of the storylines, that they're no different than novels.
It's a natural crossover kind of necessitated by the fact that technology is catching up with what people kind of are used to seeing on television and on the big screen.
Well, I think there's a very simple answer to why Hollywood has suddenly become interested in video game movies, and it's the same reason that you've seen Hollywood's interest in comic book titles.
It's as easy as adapting a novel or a comic book.
I think it's a natural thing for Hollywood to come chasing after those properties because they are now story properties just as viable as a comic book.
You have to realize that Tomb Raider was one of the largest films of last year. So people are saying, okay, video games, source material.
The right video games is just great source material for films.
The creative teams behind these video games have an amazing sense of imagination and creativity, which gives us something, a blueprint to build from. The game companies are very smart now. They've seen how many bad movies have been made from video games.
There's Mario Brothers and Street Fighter. They all failed.
Clearly, I don't think Street Fighter benefited from the release of that film. Super Mario Brothers was forever tarnished by the release of that film. The films either too slavishly follow the plot and storyline of the game, or they ignore it completely.
You don't make a straight adaptation. When you advertise and market the film, you market it to a wider group than just the game fan.
There needs to be a certain openness to what the fans of the games want from their movies. There has to be an ability to step past the game because it's a different kind of experience.
The question is not what makes a great game to film adaptation, it's really what makes a great film.
One game that probably won't be made into a movie is Quake, a title short on story but long on player interaction. QuakeCon started in 1996 as a way for Quake fans to meet in one location and discuss all things Quake and get a few frags in while they were at it. 6 years later, QuakeCon is still going strong, so Jim Downs lathered up the sunscreen and went to Mesquite, Texas back in August to check out the scene at this year's event.
For 6 years running, the convention center here in Mesquite, Texas is transformed into the largest PC gaming event in the United States. It's a giant LAN party, a $100,000 gaming tournament, and a showcase for the latest games from id Software. This is QuakeCon.
QuakeCon is a party that id Software and our sponsors really throw every year just for the fans.
QuakeCon is a true grassroots convention that was grown from the community.
My name is Mike, and I'm from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Dustin Darty, I'm from Haltom City, Texas.
My name is Norbert Belo, and I'm from Germany.
Jennifer Martin, I'm from Kansas City, Missouri.
QuakeCon is basically a big party that we throw for fans. People come from all over the country, all over the world, actually. I know people came from Sweden and Russia and all of these different countries that come to play in the tournaments.
It's really a great opportunity for the fans to come talk to us, we can get feedback from them.
Over 1,200 gamers from all over the world pack up their computers and make the pilgrimage here to Mesquite, Texas every summer. They come here to meet online friends, to show off their gear, and to play Quake. Now, by the looks of all this, you might think that QuakeCon was started by some big corporate sponsor. But in fact, QuakeCon was started by the fans for the love of the game.
QuakeCon was started by just a group of guys that wanted to get together and play Quake in the summer of 1996. They figured what better place to do it than Mesquite, where the game was invented, and booked some rooms at a hotel across the highway from the old id Software offices and invited John Carmack to come over and speak. It was rather inauspicious, humble beginnings.
It's not all fun and games here in Mesquite, though. More than 250 gamers are here to compete in the ATI Quake 3 Arena and Return to Castle Wolfenstein tournament. All of them have their eyes on the cash prizes, totaling $100,000.
We start with 256 players, and we do free-for-all rounds. They have 12 players in the round, and we keep the top 6. They move on to the next round, which is 128 people, single elimination, 1 versus 1. Then that goes to a double elimination, 64-person, 1 versus 1.
How does it feel after all that?
I don't speak English, actually.
I think it feels wonderful, and it's very pleasant feelings to win America. Okay.
And what are you going to do with all that money?
He definitely going to go to college and maybe buy some Ferrari.
He's an amazing player. His aim, dude. I mean, like, he out-aimed me at the very first 10 minutes, so I couldn't do anything against him that way. You know, his map control, his aim was all perfect.
One of the most striking aspects about QuakeCon today is how the event has managed to stay in touch with its grassroots origins. Gamers come here to be with each other and for the love of the games. Unlike events like the CPL, the sense of community here at QuakeCon is strong and reminds us what is good about online gaming. Reporting for Pulse, I'm Jim Downs.
You won't see too many Japanese gamers playing Quake, but that isn't an indication of their obsession with video games. Whether it's the fact that there's an arcade on every corner or the odd cosplay devotees, Japanese gamers make even the hardest core Americans look like rookies. We went to the Tokyo Game Show to explore Japanese gaming culture.
It's the equivalent of E3 for Japan. It's the biggest show of the year. Everybody comes out, puts up big booths, announces new games. It's the place to be in Japan.
It's fantastic. It's wild. Totally crazy.
I've been here before. I've been here the year before and the year before that. This is very impressive because they always bring out a really good show.
Good looking girls. Booth babies are looking cool. There's some good PS2 stuff here. I want to see Silent Hill 3. Just chilling out.
It's not quite as big as the E3 show in LA, but it's pretty big. It's a lot more Japanimation. If you look at the games, they're obviously all geared to the Japanese markets.
This is just stacks better than ECTS. ECTS is tiny. This is much better, I think, for gamers themselves.
I just come here every year just to see what's coming out. It's the only place in the world where you can go to these events as not as press, but just, as a fan. This is much more of a consumer show versus a lot of E3 is business and a lot of deals get done. And then I don't see any business people here at all, hardly. It's all consumers.
Coming up after the break, our resident globetrotter, Jim Downs, goes on an Asian expedition for a look at Korean gaming culture.
Plus, we'll look back at wacky Englishman Aaron Paul's report from the ECTS, Europe's version of E3, only on Pulse.
If you're watching this, you're watching G4 TV.
At the core of sports burns a blistering inferno of explosive action. Aggressive, hardcore, adrenaline style. MLB Slugfest, NFL Blitz, NHL Hits. Ignite your game. Rated everyone. Ever wondered what it's really like to be a soldier?
What do you got? I have a sit rep from Alpha Company. PT ready to be verified. Verify.
Put yourself in the picture with this free video. You'll see over 200 great jobs in the Army and over 180 in the Army Reserve. You'll also see what skills you learn, how you can earn money for college, even what soldiers do in their free time. Call 1-800-984-ARMY now and get this free t-shirt and your free video. Put yourself in the picture and see what it's really like to become an Army of One.
My name is Wolf Morrow, and I'm the world record holder for the fastest time through the Tomb Raider 2 obstacle course. My family's been deeply involved in gaming since the late 70s. I started entering video game contests back when it was considered a geek's passion. My father and brother are avid gamers as well. They're both currently working on the fastest possible completion of The Legend of Zelda. Eventually we ran out of ideas and couldn't get a time faster than 105.7. I was convinced I could do better. Using an approach similar to the late Bruce Lee's philosophy, I took only the most effective parts of each method or style I could find through extensive research on the internet. I then made a solution set of these techniques and started applying them to the game. It took me 6 hours of constant attempts before I could finally nail 103.9 on videotape. I never gave up until I got the record without any cheats.
Gosh, that was my best time yet.
Excellent. Outstanding. Right. You're about 1 second ahead. You have a turbo now. Okay. You have just earned a turbo. Right, you are. Smashing. Okay. You have just earned a turbo. It's the final lap. Don't let me down. All right. You're about 1 second ahead. Brilliant. Looking good. You now have a turbo at your disposal. Past the yellow buoys on the left.
If you think the Japanese are crazy about games, then you obviously haven't seen what goes on in Korea. With the highest online users per capita and an almost religious obsession with StarCraft, Korea definitely qualifies as a technological hotbed. Jim Downs was on the scene.
This is Seoul, capital of South Korea, home to 13 million people, and it's a gaming mecca. The Korean gaming business does about $2 billion a year and is growing at about 20% annually. But it's the type of games that are driving the market here that may surprise you. Korea's gaming culture is unique in all the world. Almost everybody plays games here, and they're not playing consoles.
In order to understand the development of games in Korea, you must first understand how Koreans use the internet.
I also see it as a special phenomenon that occurs exclusively among Koreans. Unlike Japanese or Americans who prefer consoles, Korean gamers are fond of building communities. They love to communicate through chatting with others.
It's not as if South Korea is isolated in some remote corner of the world. So how was it that PC games came to rule the market?
The main reason is that the PlayStation was not allowed to be imported. It was, in some part, prevented by political or cultural obstacles. Accordingly, PC games became the choice of gamers. At present, importing is now allowed, but gamers still prefer online network games because they're used to it. As a result, very few people play console games.
First, parents as well as the government discouraged children from playing games, so there was no proper market structure. Even teachers punished their students who were caught playing at game centers. It was like a crime. As personal computer sales increased in the market, PC games became popular among boys and girls because they could enjoy playing games behind the backs of their parents, who didn't think of the PC as a gaming platform.
Another hugely successful phenomenon endemic to Korea was the emergence of the game room, otherwise known to you and I as the Internet Cafe.
We call it a PC room, which is quite popular and common. Wherever you may go, you'll easily find them. In PC rooms, 20 or 30 PCs are installed. You don't need to pay an entrance fee, but pay only for your time playing the games, usually less than $3 US, depending on the duration of using the games. This is a very unique culture that we have.
This is a sort of game room, which is very well known among gamers who are looking for interesting games.
An embargo on Japanese imports in a nation of early internet adopters, coupled with game rooms on nearly every corner, helped fill the powder keg for the next big gaming explosion in Korea, StarCraft.
You don't even need to try to interpret the popularity of StarCraft in terms of the game industry, because it has been so deeply rooted in Korean society, almost as if it's a traditional game among gamers, including casual users.
One of the best-known games in Korea is StarCraft. I think at least 8 million users have played it at least more than one time. Considering the total number of users is 5 million, that number is immensely large. It is because most Korean gamers prefer strategic games. At the time StarCraft was introduced to Korea, few people wanted it. But thanks to PC rooms that provide users with networking and online, a large number of gamers began to play it.
StarCraft is like a chess game for Korean young people. For me, StarCraft is like a sport. Watching sports broadcasting is quite fun, even for me who is not interested in playing the game.
StarCraft is so huge in Korea that 3 of the 4 gaming television networks are devoted exclusively to broadcasting competitive StarCraft matches. If you can play it on your PC and it has an online community-based component, chances are it'll do well in Korea. Online role-playing games have enjoyed huge success as well. But where do the 3 consoles fit into the Korean picture?
The success of console games will depend on how easy console users can access the internet. However, I believe that consoles can be successful in game society in Korea.
The British have a reputation as being stodgy, standoffish, and generally boring. So what happened to Aaron Paul? This eccentric Englishman was back at the ECTS in September, where he tried his hand at virtual ping pong and sat down with the female star of the WWE.
Okay, so we all know about E3. It's big, it's brash, and it's big. And it's in LA. But I'm here in London at ECTS. It's kind of like E3, only it's the European version. So let's have a look what they got to offer. Now, trade fairs are, of course, for trade people, so they can be a little on the boring side. But this year, Sony has decided to open its doors to the general public in what they describe as the PlayStation experience. So instead of the usual spotty-faced industry types, there are hundreds of spotty kids about the place instead.
Why don't you better learn how to scrub?
Are you messing with me? That's nailed down. Otherwise someone would nick that, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Not that I would ever nick that. Yes! See? Don't patronise me, I wasn't that good. Thank you. Now, I thought I'd take a breather and go in search of a real star. Apparently WWE legend Tori Wilson was in town promoting some wrestling game or other, and I had an invitation to her hotel room. Hi.
Hello.
How you doing? I thought I'd be a bit cheeky and see if I could do the interview in a bed.
Lying on the bed?
Well, I mean, just reclining. Well, it's up to you. You've turned me down going to bed with you. That's terrible already. How long have you been wrestling men?
Wrestling men?
Or women?
Women.
Do you just... Is it woman-on-woman action, or is it man-on-woman?
Usually I wrestle another girl. But sometimes a guy, if he's bad, will come in and beat me up.
Really?
Yeah.
And the viewers enjoy that? What, a man beating up a woman?
No, they actually hate it, but it makes them hate the man even more. And if he's supposed to be a bad guy, then they really hate him.
I've seen this, and they kind of come on and they're acting like wife beaters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. And later on, we're going to see you on stage, is that right?
Later on at the main stage.
At the main stage?
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. And I get to pick someone out of the audience to do a move to. And I think that you should be that one person.
I think that sounds like a good idea. Do you think you could do that for me?
Yeah.
You'd do that for
You'll
me?
be there.
I'll be there. And I was there, eager as a beaver. But Tori, well, she didn't seem that interested in our little arrangement anymore. But But being in London, I did find some stars from the upcoming gangster game, The Getaway. Now this is, what's your name again?
Frank Carter.
And that's you up there, is it, Frank?
That's right, yep.
And what do you do in the game?
I'm head of the flying squad.
Are you hard?
I'm hard.
Oh, police! Fantastic. And what about you? Are you hard?
He's not as hard as I am.
Really?
No, I'm Anna Edwards, Yasmin in The Getaway.
Yasmin. And what do you do, Yasmin? Anna, what's your name?
Call me whatever you like.
Okay. Fifi.
I know where your kid is. I can even get to him.
Well, things are looking up. There I was thinking that this ECTS type thing was a washout, when actually I'm having a great time with some rather friendly people. And I even found a man who could make me even more beautiful.
Look how sweaty I look. Do I have to wear a baseball cap?
With this version of software, you do, yeah.
No deer stalkers?
No, I'm afraid not.
Oh my word, that's absolutely horrible.
Well, I came, I saw, I played computer games. ECTS, for me at least, is over for another year. But it was okay. No, it wasn't E3. No, it's not LA. And no, I didn't get into a tussle with a woman wrestler. But I did have a good time, and this goes to show that London can rock as much as the rest.
Coming up after the break, we'll take a look at the serious side of the industry and the issues related to the constantly evolving world of interactive entertainment.
And later in the show, we'll look at some of the lighter moments from the past season, only on the Year in Review edition of Pulse.
Their self-titled Trapped album in stores now.
Rayman Arena has landed, featuring 2 modes of gameplay that'll put you to the test with furious foot races and blistering battles. It's multiplayer mayhem Rayman style. Rayman Arena, race to the finish, battle to the end. Rated E for everyone.
Big side.
It's been a banner year for video game developers, publishers, and consumers, but it's also been a challenging one. The issue of piracy has raised serious concerns in the industry about security and copyright violations and the effects these problems are having on the video game community at large. Let's take a closer look at what the growing trend of piracy means to gamers.
It seems so easy. A quick search, a simple download, a click of the mouse. Suddenly, you're playing an incredible new game that hasn't even been released yet. And it's absolutely free. But gamer beware, in those few short minutes, you've not only committed a federal crime, but also contributed to one of the game industry's most challenging problems, software piracy.
The more piracy there is, the more the economics of this business get difficult, and the more difficult it is for companies to justify and put in the necessary dollars to create the next great game.
Something which allows some people to rationalize it because I'm doing it online from the comfort of my own home. It's somehow different than if I were actually stealing the product. But the end result for the victim companies, regardless of their size, is the same.
Each year, billions of development dollars are lost to game pirates like those in the Ware scene, a loose collective of crackers that post hacked games on the web and sell them as illegal CDs.
Instead of having these games shipped to our border, you can go on an FTP site and then download this game and then start producing it.
They'll send it over the internet to their crackers in Netherlands or Southeastern Asia. They convert it into a smaller form. They'll send it back to the United States and they'll do the finishing touches. It's amazing how it branches out from one single copy. It gets all over the world in a matter of days.
But the game industry and the U.S. government are fighting back. On December 11th of last year, the U.S. Department of Justice pulled the curtain back on Operation Buccaneer.
Operation Buccaneer was a 16-month undercover operation that was run by U.S. Customs Service in coordination with our section. It targeted several of the major so-called release groups, Ware's release groups. Specifically the leadership of those groups and the crackers and suppliers in those groups. We expect more than 30 prosecutions to come out of the investigation just domestically. So far there have been 16 convictions. 11 have been sentenced to periods of incarceration ranging from 33 months to 46 months, so 3 to 4 years. So, which are the longest and most significant sentences imposed for this kind of internet software piracy to date.
The one thing that was clear as we talked to all of these people is that at some point in their involvement in this criminal activity, they were aware that what they were doing was illegal and they made the conscious choice to do it.
There were no doors kicked down. What it might look like is that at 7 in the morning your doorbell rings and there's 4 or 5 customs agents outside your door and they serve you with a search warrant and they execute it before you go to work.
And hopefully through this process of working with groups like IDSA, of doing prosecutions like this, we're able to educate the companies as well as to the need to be more vigilant in trying to protect their products.
And there's always a developer behind every game. There's always an individual, not the company, but the individual who puts the sweat and the time into developing that game. And it's that person, as much as the company, if not more so than the company, that's really victimized by the conduct.
The Interactive Digital Software Association works closely with the government by helping agents stay on top of the latest anti-pirate technology.
Technology is really at the core of the piracy issue right now with digital technology, with the internet, and the problem will probably only get worse as broadband becomes more pervasive.
Gamers in general are very high-tech people. It's hard when you have such a knowledgeable user base that knows where to look for this stuff. And you really have to stay educated yourself and stay ahead of them. But with the use of peer-to-peer strategies and with automated monitoring systems, we can sort of level the playing field.
Most of all, everyone involved wants you to know what you're getting into when you buy or download a pirated game.
Many of the people in Operation Buccaneer are very bright, very technically savvy, intelligent people that are going to have a felony conviction on the record for the rest of their life.
What it means is that there's less money out there for people to make the next great game. So gamers suffer.
Whether you're 13 or you're 49, it's just not worth it. There are more cases to come. There are more investigations ongoing. It's just simply not worth the risk to stay in the scene.
While piracy in the industry is nothing new, the rise of video games to the top of the entertainment world has caught the film industry off guard. We went to a meeting of the Churchill Club, Silicon Valley's premier business and technology forum, who held a panel discussion with 4 of the video game industry's leaders to talk about the growing power of video games.
So here at the Churchill Club, we're doing our semi-annual look at the interactive entertainment business to see why adults should care. And today's topic of choice is, will video games ever be as important as movies?
When you compare us to Hollywood, they can't do that. You can't build a community with a 90-minute linear experience that's gone as soon as you walk out through the doors.
TV, movies, you know, they're all right. They're the past. You know, we're making the future, and the future is interactive entertainment. It's not just sitting there passively watching someone else's story. It's about creating your own story.
Now you've got platform power that allows you to tell stories. You play Grand Theft Auto and you've got 40, 60, 80, 100 hours into that game.
The reason the game feels free is because you can go anywhere in the world and you can do anything. You're not bound by some script writer's version of your story, and that's what gamers want. They love that it's their story.
The storytellers who previously were Hollywood bound now are starting to shift over into our industry, because the ability for them to tell the stories that they can tell is so much richer.
We had a 5-year program of telling people that this is mainstream entertainment, this is going to be mainstream entertainment, and say it long enough and loud enough, and fortunately people start to believe you.
There are several things that we bring to people that perhaps don't exist in the movies, or dare I say in music or books either. The first one is obviously interactivity. I think we are just scratching the surface of how powerful that is to have people, not just passively consuming entertainment as they are most of the time.
We shipped Halo. My phone was ringing off the hook. Every movie studio called wanting to make the movie. I mean, that's the difference between 5 years ago and now. It's now they're calling us, right?
You know, when you look at like Lara Croft or the Master Chief, you're getting the characters are becoming more real. Now, when they get faces that you recognize, and the faces have expressions and emotions, and then it'll get even bigger, I think.
The gamer of today is a completely different animal. He's probably 25, 26. He's playing Grand Theft Auto, NFL 2K3. He can't wait for Vice City to ship, and he's got a lot more disposable income. I mean, that's the key. You've now got guys who are, gainfully employed, have the ability to spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars a year on this. And it's part of their lifestyle.
Males who have, turned 16 since about 1990 have all grown up where you have to make an active choice not to be a gamer.
Our audience is growing up, and games are growing up with them. And the technology's changing, and that's really important to understand. Before, all we could really do were animated cartoons. We can take on real-life situations, which is, for an older audience, it's a lot more important.
And we're not ignoring Hollywood. We're borrowing and using the best that they have to offer.
As they are of us.
Exactly.
Coming up after the break, Gary Coleman's got something to say, and he wants you to hear it. What you talking about, Ronnie Lynn?
Plus, Jim Downs braved the horrors of a Max bikini party to get the scoop on DOA Extreme Beach Volleyball, only on Pulse.
Things in the light are not the same in the dark.
The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past for Game Boy Advance, and now 4 can play.
Do I smell fear?
Rated E for everyone. Trapped, their self-titled album. Trapped, album in stores now.
Objective.
Use people skills, Retain customer, education. That's right. It says you have experience with Excel and Word, but what do you exactly mean by 38th level Beast Lord?
Excellent. Outstanding. Right. You're about 1 second ahead. You have a turbo now. Okay. You have just earned a turbo. Right, you are. Smashing. Okay. You have just earned a turbo. It's a final lap. Don't let me down. All right. You're about 1 second ahead. Brilliant. Looking good. You now have a turbo at your disposal. Past the yellow buoys on the left.
As you may well know, it's not always so serious in the world of games. Earlier this summer, Nintendo held a contest to assemble its Street Team, which was set to hit local hotspots and events throughout the country, promoting Nintendo products. Entrants were instructed to submit a videotape of themselves, demonstrating why they should be one of the lucky 50 members of the team. We did some snooping around and came up with this.
I decided to do something to catch your attention. Something so incredibly original, so unbelievably daring, and so big that you would have no choice but to give me this job. So from this moment on, I refuse to wear any clothes until you hand me an official Nintendo Street Team uniform.
I'm so scared. If you don't pick me, because there's a lot of people out there. My name is Steel Porter. Where my video games at? Because that's what I want to play. Your video game.
Hello, Nintendo! Let me tell you, I'm the man for the job. This is for several reasons. I've been a Nintendo guy since day one. Seriously, I'm a gamer to the core. You can ask my mom.
That's true. My boy sure knows video games. Honey? Javier? Javier? Javier.
I was once a 24-year-old male with no direction in my life. I would procrastinate by playing video games all day long. Sometimes I would win at the games. But it never amounted to much. Then the answer came from Nintendo themselves. I would play and promote Nintendo games for them and be paid for it. Suddenly, my life had meaning, and I was rich! Playing Nintendo games for Nintendo. What could be better?
While some of those entries were crazy, this next piece makes them look like a church group meeting. While doing a motion capture session for the run-and-gun action game Postal 2, we had the chance to sit down with Gary Coleman for an interview. Don't say we didn't warn you.
I don't have any problems with violence in video games. I don't have any problems with
violence and programming in movies. I never have. Matter of fact, I enjoy it. I want to see it because without it, our lives are pretty dull and monotonous. I am a sane person. I mean, no, I don't want to get in my car, drive to McDonald's and see a guy killing everybody in there. I don't want to see that. I'd be the first one on the cell phone calling the police. And these politicians, you know, they have these knee-jerk reactions because they want votes. These people, first of all, they're all too damn old. Joe Baca just needs to sit down and shut the hell up somewhere. I am a sane person. We all know 12 people on a list that we would love to eradicate in some kind of vicious, horrible way. But that's where the sanity kicks in. I am a sane person. I mean, it's a video game. It's in the title. You know, I am a sane person. Game, it's not real. These are not real people dying, and you cannot go out and do this, and people are gonna get up and walk away. I am a sane person. Max Payne, that stupid dream sequence. I am so sick of that dream sequence. I cannot tell you. That is the Achilles heel of that game. I hope they go out of business because I hate that stupid dream sequence. I have not gotten past it once. You guys Any woman with a gun or a sword will probably do it for me. As long as she can kick a little ass, I'm there. Britney Spears, Jesus, you know, come on. You know, I've seen girls that were computerized, you know, digitized, made up without motion capture that were hot. I am a selectively hardcore gamer, meaning, you know, I will spend a lot of time playing Railroad Tycoon. I have gone through several PlayStations. I've gone through a couple of N64s. I will spend a lot of time playing SimCity or The Sims or Railroad Tycoon. I will switch to Postal Plus because, you know, it's all about running and gunning. Tetris, you know, just to keep the brain cells exercised and active and growing because I'm not getting any younger. I prefer blood, gore, violence, explosions, fire, and gunplay. Every now and then I just want to figure out a puzzle. What I don't like is a lot of button pushing and combinations and stuff. I don't like that. It's about being able to kill with impunity.
Wow, where did Mr. Drummer go wrong? While that interview was fun and games, sometimes we come across a story that isn't quite as fun. Often the best way to handle a story like this is just to bite the bullet and take one for the team. And that's exactly what Jim Downs did.
The life of a video game journalist is not always an easy one. Long, thankless hours, tireless and relentless deadlines, often appalling conditions. But once in a while, an assignment comes along that changes all that. What are we doing here on Catalina Island?
My name's April, and we're here today for the Max Bikini test shoot.
Max Bikini is a new men's magazine, and its whole editorial mission is really to take multiple men's magazines into one, from video game magazines, standard men's magazines, sports magazines, all into one.
We are bringing out a Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball game that celebrates the beauty and the form of women. And I believe Max Bikini have the very same goals. That gives a chance for Hiragaki-san, the lead developer of Team Ninja, to go out and have fun with the girls, develop the characters, and really take a diversion before he comes back and releases Dead or Alive 4.
I play the character Tina in Extreme Beach Volleyball. So when I was representing her, I had on a leopard print top and these little tiny black shorts and lots of skin showing.
Hey, you seem pretty comfortable with lots of skin showing.
Girls can really kick butt. So it's fun to play him and, you know.
Can you kick butt?
Yeah, I can kick major butt.
Give me like a good, solid punch to the face.
Oh, I'm not gonna punch your face. I'm nice.
It's gonna stop me, show you that, make everything alright.
Just did a voice recording on Tuesday with Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman is going to be the voice of Zach in the game. Microsoft are fully behind us with this. We're going to be running a big TV campaign, which is going to hit your TV screens very shortly and is going to cause a big stir.
What are all these girls assembled for Max Bikini?
TNA. No, I'm just kidding. I used to play Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat. You know, the one where you like
Yeah.
rip the hearts out of people?
Yeah, exactly.
So you think you could like bust any of those moves on me?
No, I wouldn't want to.
No, not like give me like a real hard like punch to the face.
No, that wouldn't be very nice.
So you think you could like get me in a headlock?
Oh yeah.
All right, let's do it. You know.
That's all for today's edition of the show. As you can see, it's been a big year for the video game industry and G4. Next year promises to be just as exciting, and you can bet we'll be there when important news happens. If you've got something to say about today's stories, be sure to head to our website at g4tv.com/pulse and send us an email or join our message boards.
For Ronnie Lynn Riley, I'm Patrick Clark. We'll see you next week on Pulse.
As Jake and Ed Blues, they took this car on a legendary journey. Did I say it? Elwood.
But you can color by numbers with the best of them. That's... Some big drop just landed on my head.
All right, which one would you rather be, Ronnie Lynn? Game tester or game... what is it?
You'll be able to pick the types of films that you think will be a box office.
G4TV.com/sweat. And if you get lost, just go to G4TV.com, and I'm sure you'll find your way there. You guys are pretty smart. Now, I'm your host, Mark Long, and I'll see you next time. What did...
First video game I ever played was Excite Bike on Nintendo. Like one of the best motocross games back in the day. Loved it.
We always pull Excite Bike out of the closet. That's a classic game. Bust it out.
And it had, you know, taking other guys out if you want to do. You could go a little faster when you're taking up those guys out. And just building your own tracks is one of the best things you can do.
You could just make your own tricks, build your own tracks, jump, do wheelies, and crash.
It's cute, but it had some real, real style in it. You know, you had to cool your bike down, big jumps, you make your own track. It was cool. It was cool. Real racing.